So while everyone's recapping the career of Kobe Bryant right now, we're here to recap the Ryerson Rams season, the 2015-2016 season, with the Director of Athletics, Ivan Joseph. Ivan, thanks for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, first off, is there a particular highlight from this past season that stands out to you?
Yeah, for sure. I think many people would expect it to be some of the national championship experiences, but for me it was the Brock game when we had the fans start that initiative, Protect the MAC, and we know the women's game was starting at 6, and they showed up at 5 when they heard that Brock was bringing fan buses because they didn't want anybody taking over our house. So for me that was a really special memory.
Of course, and does it say anything that Brock is bringing the fan buses? You know, they're coming to the MAC and they're saying, we want to take this over because they see the MAC as kind of almost an icon of Ryerson now. Would that be true? Do you consider that?
Yeah, I think it's great that, you know, they were ranked number 4 in the country on the men's side, and we were ranked number 1, and they proclaimed that they have the best fans in the house, and they wanted to show everybody that they could take down the best team at the best venue. And you saw they came dressed up in their red, their hula hoop outfits, all their different costumes, and our students weren't going to be outdone. They had tremendous pride in their program and their school, and they really came out and represented their institution and their Rams. Loved it.
And we destroyed them that game too. Yeah, it wasn't close.
We gave them a Kobe night, we'll say.
Exactly. Yeah. And for this season, of course, there's a lot of other great teams coming up. Where would you rank this season compared to seasons of the past few years overall?
Yeah, I think every season continues to get better and better. Last year, when you know, our women and men both qualified for the national tournament, and our men won bronze, I'm like, it can't get any better than that, right? You know, I gotta leave this job. This is it. I'm going out on a high. This is the best I'll ever be. And then to have 3 teams qualify for national tournaments and 4 teams win medals. 5 teams go to the OUA Final Four, and of course our women's team having CIS Player of the Year, our men's team CIS Coach of the Year. What an exceptional year. I cannot imagine the year getting any better than this.
Speaking of our CIS Coach of the Year, Patrick Tatham, can you go into his success this year a little bit more? Can you kind of explain some of that?
I think when you look at Patrick's been under a great mentor coach in Roy Rana, and Roy Rana has built a program. And what I mean by that is he's made sure the NBA connections have been here. He's made sure the grassroots community development has happened. He's brought in the talent. Patrick is a different coach than Roy, and he's been able to build on his strengths and create a really, I'll say, an excellent players coach, because he played at the highest level, at Division I level. He's got 2 sisters that played at the national team, and one is going to be playing in Rio this summer. You know, Patrick's rise has been amazing. He'll be the first one to give Coach Rana credit, but you know, Patrick, those players love playing for him, and it's amazing what players will do when they love their coach.
You're talking about Roy Rana. Is there an update about Roy Rana? Like, he took this year as a sabbatical. Can you say anything if he's coming back, if Patrick's going to be a part?
You'll be the first. You'll be the first to hear. Roy's coming back. Roy will officially May 1st. He starts and stays back, so you can say breaking news.
Oh, that's great to hear. Great to hear. And of course, will Patrick be on this coaching staff as well?
Right now, Patrick is on the coaching staff, but you know Patrick's going to be highly recruited. I saw that Laurier's coach, you know, he is retiring. So I imagine if I was Peter Baxter from Laurier, Patrick would be number 1 on my list. I saw the Simon Fraser coach just step down out of British Columbia. And if I was the athletic director, Teresa Hansen, out of there, Patrick would be number 1 on a very short list. So we'll do our best to keep him, but part of his growth and his next step is to control and run his own program as well.
On to some other coaches. Is there any updates on Merrick Perosa about the volleyball team?
No updates as yet on Merrick. We know that he was away on sick leave, and he's still away. So as soon as I know, you'll be next to know.
Okay, appreciate that. And then Dustin Reed, will he be asked to manage both of the teams then?
Well, on an interim basis, right? Because again, we're still in the process of looking for a manager of volleyball operations that will be in charge of both programs. So right now, until Merrick comes back and we can do the search that we need, all of that is kind of on hold.
Okay, and just one more coaching question in regards to yourself. Can you go into some detail about your position with the women's soccer team? Is there something there? Is that?
Yeah, I'm what's called a mentor coach, and so what I'm doing is, so I was the men's coach for the longest time, and I was mentoring Coach Phil, and Coach Phil stepped in and taken the program to even higher heights. So I'm in the process of doing the same thing with the female team, and so part of my job is to mentor female coaches, hire them, get them ready, and so I'm doing that with Coach Cook right now in a head coaching role, but more as a mentor coaching role.
Now, just quickly back to the Mattamy Athletic Center. We were talking about the great kind of presence it brings, and with it being acquired in 2012, it's given almost a boost to some of the programs. Can you say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, one of the things I think we're coming up this year will be our 5th year that we've opened this facility, and that's gone by fairly quickly. I was just thinking about the number of Final Fours that we've had since then. I was thinking of the 2 CIS Player of the Years we've had since then. I think in all the OUA rookies and all-stars that we've had since then. Clearly this building is attracting the best talent, the best talented coaches, the best talented student athletes, and raising the profile of the university. Go beyond what it's just meaning to our varsity athletic program. I mean, you walked up the stairs and there's an international curling event here. It continues to attract things that are amazing, of world-class caliber. This facility is well worth the investment the university made.
Sure, and coming up next year in 2017, the CIS Women's Volleyball Championships. Are there any updates on that, or is everything going smoothly in accordance to that?
I don't think any national championship preparation goes smoothly, but
Yeah.
clearly you've done your homework. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be an exceptional event. We're trying to make the decisions right now of who will be on the committee, who will be our honorary chairs, how we'll move that forward. We think this is going to be a great opportunity for, again, the university and the city of Toronto to showcase our venue and all the great things we have to offer.
In terms of next year, in terms of 2016, 2017, what are you excited for in that regards? And can you see our, not only our teams continuing to improve, but kind of our presence here in regards to like events being hosted at the MAC and just kind of environment being built up here?
Yeah. So there's several things to me that makes it better, right? Number one is always we want more students to be participants in what we're doing here and feel that campus spirit and pride. So where you have one game that's like Brock shows up and it's just amazing and people come dressed up in their uniforms and the Ram gets born. I don't know if you saw that on the YouTube video. Those are the conductors out there. I want that. I want every student to feel that sense of ownership. I want them to come in here and say, wow, this place is amazing. We did that once for Brock and maybe for the playoffs. For me, I'd like to see that improve. The second thing, and this is no small feat, is I want people to understand that this building belongs to them. We still don't have enough students coming in here and participating in the recreation opportunities, the workout spaces, just hanging out in this space. It's an amazing space. Our sports media people are starting to call it their home. And third, and probably not the smallest piece, is our job's not done, right? We can't rest and think we've made it. Just because you won a provincial championship, there's still many things to do. There's a chance to defend, and there's still a red banner. And a red banner only goes to those who are national champions, and that's our next pursuit.
I'm looking forward to seeing that come true. And Ivan, thank you so much for sitting down and taking some time to talk with us.
My pleasure.